is obviously a day that no one, including I, expected in the least. If you're watching this, there is a mid to low chance it is probably because you've forgotten you were subscribed here. If you were a previous subscriber, it was because there was an announcement for a Discord interactive roleplay game called Danganronpa Multiplayer, and obviously you subscribing was because you wanted to be continuously updated on its eventual release in summer of 2022. However, when this date came around, not only was the video on the topic removed, there was no update, nor warning on the sudden disappearance. In catering to your reassurance, no, it was not false advertising. This project was real, and it was worked on hard. In this video, we will be talking about the past, present, and eventual future of this roleplay game, and what we will do with it. Back in late 2020 to early 2021, the production of Danganronpa Multiplayer began. The way the game would function is almost exactly how the actual Danganronpa franchise would occur. A group of students, typically 16 of them, would be closed off from society and be forced to interact and compete in what can only be compared to as a jigsaw trap. If you wanted to escape, a specific number of students had to die, only 1 to 3 students being allowed to reign victorious. If a student is murdered, you have an amount of time to investigate the crime scene before all the remaining students are gathered to hold a trial. They would have endless time to discuss and eventually vote for who they would believe did the heinous crime. If they guessed correctly, the murderer would die. If they guessed incorrectly, everyone in the room except the true murderer would face death, and the culprit would walk free. Danganronpa Multiplayer would follow these exact principles, except instead of you playing as the typical protagonist, every single character are real people interacting. Everyone has a mind of their own, rather than being characters that follow the same inevitable dialogue and fates. It's automatically made more intense, given that some killers could truly outsmart the rest of the players. There were other features such as currency for advantages, different roles that could boost your currency intake after a match, etc., etc. It was officially active in 2021, while also slowly dying out. Eventually, it was deleted, and was in the works on getting a reboot in 2022, which is when the trailer you have probably viewed first released. After the trailer was released and the reboot for the server was being worked on, things began to take a turn throughout mid-2022 to the end of 2023. There was a lot of controversy between the staff, who were also a friend group. Thankfully, the drama was more personal rather than moral. Eventually, one of the main developers was shunned before I, the person who made this video, decided to reach back out after acknowledging my own hypocrisy and outlandish behavior. As I decided to reach back out and take accountability, I removed the 2 co-developers from my life for, once again, personal matters. But no time to talk about matters that do not concern you, person who is on the other side of the screen. These matters are all dealt with, and we are all happier people now. I'm currently back with the other main developer, and just recently, there has been talk about Danganronpa Multiplayer. You realize we completely threw the project in the trash, and now know for a fact we're not ready to let go of that legacy just yet. In short, yes, we will be returning. However, when is unknown. We will rely on you to make that sacrifice of patience, while we will sacrifice our blood, sweat, and tears to make something for you to enjoy. Danganronpa Multiplayer will no longer go by Danganronpa Multiplayer, but will have a complete rebranding. It will have its own name, its own story. It will be inspired rather than a carbon copy. Development of the blueprint is already in the works, and I will do my best to give updates if I can. If I cannot, that means there's no way around it without spoiling any specific content. I will, of course, specify if we are unable to give any sort of updates. Until then, good afternoon, evening, or night. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope to see you fight for your life in the revamp.